So a couple hours ago, I subscribed to ArtSpace AI, and I thought I'd record some of my experiences as a new user with it. A couple things I definitely think are really interesting: the ability to go into your history, and I've been playing around with this for an hour or so now. So I've got several different versions of drawings in here. But you can go in and like this was one of the first things I created right here off the bat. Um, I can hit recover settings, and it's pulling my settings for that back in, and it pulls this seed number in, and hit generate, and it does, I believe, let's see if it did again, did last time, generate the same image again. Which I like. And by the way, my first attempt at an image for a project I'm working on for superhero contest for kids, this is just mind blowing to me that it creates something with such incredible detail. However, I wish you could do something like define this character, and tell somehow save your setting in here that lets ArtSpace know that, hey, I want to do more with this particular boy character, like, and name him or something. So this is profile number 1, and take profile number 1 and then put a new prompt for him so that you can do stuff like pose him in different directions, or put him in a different background environment, those type of things, so that it continues to build and create connected to this boy's image. And I know there's this seed image thing over here. You might be able to use that to do it, but getting it to where it really truly understands that I want the exact same face, but maybe he's whatever, standing on top of a building in the next image, so that you can continue and develop a series of images that are connected for the particular project you're working on. So that was one of the things that I wish it did. Then the next thing that I would think would be really handy is if you had tabs up here so you could work on more than one image at a time. That would be phenomenal, because I'm sitting here working with this and somebody asks me to do something else. Well, I can't just like save my work like you can in Photoshop and whatever and go work on another image. So that was kind of a disadvantage thing that I didn't like. So then I started messing around with a different image that I had, and let's clear this stuff out. And that's cleared, and that's cleared. So one of the things I definitely like is this little formulas builder, but it doesn't seem to have a way to like save your settings. So like once you get this dialed in with what you're working on a project, it would be great if you could save that, either in connection with the project you're on, or so that you can come back and apply those same settings down the road and later. So hit inspire, and it seems to generate some stuff for you. The ones that I had before, so what this does is if you do all this and hit apply, it dumps that down in here into your prompt for you, right? So when I did it the first time, I spent a little while, and rather than try to recreate that, I'm just going to copy and paste it back in here. I had a seed image that I was working with of a car painting that I've done quite some time ago in Photoshop. So brought my seed image over here and hit generate and let it do its thing. And it comes up with some completely different versions of that. And that's not really what I was wanting to do. In a minute here. Maybe in a long minute. There it goes. Come on. Well, it's the longest I've seen it take. It hasn't done that before. Well, I'm sure refreshing the page here and see. There we go. So now it's generated obviously a car that's similar to what I have in here, but totally changed out the background to different stuff and whatever. Which is fine. I get that's what AI is for. That's what it's supposed to do. Not what I was hoping to use is on this particular image, though. I definitely don't want a hot rod version of my car. So I'm going to clear the canvas. I'm going to take that out of here. So then I figured out you could bring in the actual image itself. And I tried this the first time, and that was not the right thing to do because it pulls it in and does this, and you can't rescale anything. You can move it, but you can't pull the image down. And this thing doesn't like to do anything over 1024 by 1024 very well, so didn't want to do that, so I took that out of there and jumped into Photoshop, and I scaled it down to fit 1024 by 1024, and that's what this is. Now that fits in there, which that is much better. You can hit your zoom to fit. Now you've got that filling in your thing. So then I clicked on generate, and it didn't do anything. I couldn't figure out what was going on. So what I was trying to do is fill in these white spaces up the top and just make it that nice square. Well, you have to erase them first. It took me a hot second to figure that out. And you want squiggly lines on your edges. You don't want real straight lines so that it blends those out, right? So now I did this next and hit generate, and let's see if it does the same thing or not. But last couple times it's put in text, like a whole ton of text in these little blank spots. Yeah. Oh, hey, it extended my tree there, but it put some weird text up here and text some crazy car with a whole lot of yellow pinstriping. So that's not really what I wanted. So I jumped back to my eraser. I'm going to erase this out of here. And I'm actually going to leave most of that tree there except this up here. But I'm going to change my prompt. And I'm going to say, fill with the sandy brown texture. And do that. It's probably going to do something screwball up here in this corner, but we'll fix that in a second. Oh, it just took flat out sand that time. That's a new one. Let's take sand out of there. Let's erase that again. I did the tree right, actually. Got the tree out. There we go. Oh, I actually like that. It's got some nice shadows in there that give you that effect. However, Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll assume there was a shadow or a tree over on the other side. Angles are kind of wrong. But then some of the stuff that I wanted to do with this picture, for example, was clean up this license plate. And one of the things I wish it would do instead of having to use the eraser tool would be to just use a highlighter tool instead, and be able to go in and I don't want to zoom in very well. All right, so we'll leave it there. But anyway, instead of erasing this thing all the time, see if this does it or not. But instead of erasing it, it'd be nice to just be able to highlight it so that it has the reference point there of knowing where the license plate was at before. Like, I just wanted to clean up the license plate, and I have a feeling, yeah, it's not even going to generate it now, right? So it just took that all out of there. It's not following what I want to do. So I'm going to undo my image and put that back, because I definitely want my license plate on there, right? But you can't work with elements like that. So if I wanted to maybe, for example, make this taillight glow more, it doesn't seem to understand stuff like that. And again, the only way it'll do it is if you erase the thing. So now when I generate, my guess is that it's going to take it clear out of the picture. Yeah, it did. Yeah, I mean, maybe it glowed more, but definitely took out the details of this. There's no, like, if you hit this again, it doesn't, I don't think it'll change it. We'll try. There's no like do-over or try again. Yeah, just did the exact same thing, right? So definitely like my taillight that I had before, so I'm going to go back to that. I wanted to, at one point, take this tree up here. So I'm going to come into this area, and I'm going to have to erase it again. But if I come in here and erase all that, large oak tree. Right, so you know, that was something I had as goals. I wanted that to look a little more realistic up top, and have green and colorful that fades down into it. Let's see what it does, but I'm guessing it doesn't do that at all. Yeah, yes, it's not bad. That's pretty good, actually. I'm impressed with that. Large oak tree. So we're gonna undo that. Try to see if we can make the leaves bigger. Not bad. All right, so it's putting some stuff in there. But one of the things I think would be really cool with AI, the way I understand it, is you chat with it, right? And it will continue to grow and do things. So instead of just having one prompt here, if down the left side you had your prompt for the series you're working on, and then you could chat back and forth with it and go, you know, so there's that prompt, and you come after and go, no, I want take that no out of there. Maybe that will not confuse it so bad. So let's take that out of there. Still got a prompt there, and we hit generate again. All right, so now it's generated a whole different tree, a whole different look. So instead of working with the image we had there and tweaking it, it's generating something completely new. So it would be great if you could generate based on, yeah, there we go, your existing image. And so again, that highlighter tool would be fantastic, where you could highlight this area and say work with the image, work with these leaves and make these leaves do something, or anything like that. Yeah, make the branches in this tree more distinct and that type of thing. So it's definitely got some really cool features, but that's one of the things I would want to see a little different in it. And I don't know if I said it or not, but just being able to fill would be fantastic. So like if I wanted to make this image a little wider, for example, let's go this way. It does some of that, but just a one button thing, knowing that instead of me having to type a prompt for this, like it will do that. Whoops, wrong thing. Erase my edge here again. Make it jaggedy. Now, generate. Let's see if it does. Several times I've had it fill that whole thing with text. Yeah, so there, yeah, it's, yes, it filled the image, but it's creating God knows what all this stuff was over here, right? I don't know. Maybe you can't have a button. Maybe you have to type a prompt to get that, to understand what it is you're trying to do. Wow. That's interesting for sure. not real sure what those are. I think they're monkeys, but pretty sure there's no monkeys in the other frickin' image. Interesting. So, I don't know. That's definitely a challenge. You could potentially figure out some better way to do this kind of thing. Yeah, didn't understand that at all. A few tools like you have in Photoshop could be really handy in here too, like a clone tool. So like if I wanted to extend that curve, I could just click that through and then highlight it and say fix this image, right? So that it made it more realistic or whatever. I could potentially clone back here and stamp in through this area and extend my building pretty quick and easy. So a few of those kind of tools would be pretty handy. So anyway, I'll get off here. 20 minutes is enough. Got other things to do. But there's my first few attempts at editing some images with this thing. I thought I'd share, and that way everybody else can see it. Some of the videos I've seen look so amazing that you can't believe they're real, and it does generate some really cool images. There's no doubt about that. It's better than any other ones I've messed with. But being able to interact with an image has definitely got some ways to go. I was playing around with some of these earlier, and it would just completely from scratch. Yeah, there it is. Click on that. I wish you could just click right there and open that back up. Go back to that thing. But anyway, I was working with that autism deal I was doing earlier, and it generated 3 or 4 different boys right off the bat. All of them were great images. So anyway, there's my first go at it. Thanks, guys.